Yeah, we're going to start this morning in Memphis, where Tyre Nichols has been laid to rest. The 29-year-old FedEx worker died January 10th, 3 days after he was brutally beaten by police officers.
And thousands gathered yesterday with civil rights leaders and Vice President Kamala Harris also in attendance there. They remembered Nichols' life through song, prayer, and reflection.
Today, as we celebrate Tyre's life and comfort this family, we serve notice to this nation that the rerun of this episode that makes Black Lives hashtags has been canceled and will not be renewed for another season. We have come and we shall overcome.
5 black men that wouldn't have had a job in the police department in the city that Dr. King lost his life. Not far away from that balcony, you beat a brother to death. There's nothing more insulting and offensive to those of us that fight to open doors.
One must ask, was not it in the interest of keeping the public safe that Tyre Nichols would be with us here today? Was he not also entitled to the right to be safe?
Let's never let them forget Memphis, because his legacy will be one of equal justice.
On the night of January 7th, my brother was robbed of his life, his passions, and his talents, but not his light.
This is a continuous fight that we have to fight for.
That's right.
We have to fight for justice.
Yeah.
We cannot continue to let these people brutalize our kids.
That's right.
Some powerful messages there. NBC correspondent Ellison Barber joins us now from Memphis with more on this. Just such an emotional day yesterday, Ellison, and of course, an impossibly difficult time for Tyre's family. How did they react to this huge outpouring of support?
Yeah, you know, they remembered the life that he lived. He was one of 4, the youngest of his siblings. We heard from his siblings. We heard from his mother, his stepfather, members of family, close friends. He was also the father of a 4-year-old little boy named Milo. They talked about the type of person that he was, the things that he loved to do. They also talked about the way he left this earth, his mother making a very emotional plea that his death not be in vain, that it leads to real change. Listen.
I want to thank all the community activists for being there for my family. The only thing that's keeping me going is the fact that I really truly believe my son was sent here on an assignment from God. And I guess now his assignment is done and he's been taken home.
We repeatedly heard from his mother, Reverend Al Sharpton. Vice President Kamala Harris calls for Congress, the federal government, to pass the George Floyd Policing and Justice Act. Vice President Harris saying if that gets to Joe Biden's desk, he will immediately sign it. We also heard the attorney for Tyre's family, Ben Crump, say that he believes Tyre's legacy will ultimately be one of justice swiftly. Stephen, Lindsay.
Ellison, let's shift to the ongoing investigation surrounding Nichols' death. NBC News has obtained an unofficial copy of the police report, and the DA's office confirms it is reviewing the official report, which matches the account outlined in the unofficial copy received by NBC News. That account, frankly, does not match what we saw in those videos showing officers brutally beating Tyre. Lay out some of the discrepancies for us, and when can we expect the official report to be released?
Yeah, so that's a key point here. The official report has not been released by the Memphis Police Department. They say that it will be released soon, but they're also not confirming the contents of this report. This initially surfaced on a Facebook post by a local radio host, local blogger here. NBC News has confirmed via the district attorney's office that a report they have matches this language almost exactly. And as you said, the biggest takeaway here is that what is documented and written in this initial police report of the arrest and the incidents of the interactions with Tyre Nichols is largely unsubstantiated in the body camera footage that we have seen. It begins by saying that Tyre Nichols was pulled over for recklessly driving. They say that he was driving recklessly and driving in the other lane towards oncoming traffic when he was stopped. The police chief has said to date they have not seen any evidence to suggest that Tyre Nichols was recklessly driving to begin with to justify this stop. But that being said, when you look at the video that we have, and I'm going to read for you some of the things that are said specifically in this report, because I think it's important that you hear it and think about what we've seen in the body camera footage. This begins by claiming that Nichols was refusing a lawful detention by law enforcement officers and that he started to fight with detectives. We know from early in the body camera videos that that is not true, that he did not initiate any sort of physical altercation. The officers did that based on the video that we have seen. It also says that when officers caught up with Tyre Nichols at that second scene where he was so severely beaten, that Nichols was actively resisting police pulling on their duty belts and grabbing one of the officers by his vest. They claim that he was given multiple commands to stop resisting and kept ignoring it. Then a chemical agent was deployed that was ineffective. Then they talk about him being hit with a baton. They do not mention even once, Lindsay and Stephen, that these officers punched, kicked, and beat Tyre Nichols.
So much more to come from that police report. Ellison Barber, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.